Hey, welcome back. Hey, everybody. It's time for another update. So, if this is your first time watching my videos on YouTube, my name is Carmelita Keefe, and I am from Petersburg, Virginia, and I live in Lisbon, Portugal. And so, I've been doing updates on my time here in Lisbon, my move here in Lisbon, and it's been a minute, so I'm back with a new update. Um, so, I got some good news and some bad news. Not so good news. Some good news and some not so good news. Okay, so let's start with the good news. So the good news is I've been here about 6 weeks now, and I still love it. There's not a bad thing I have to say about Portugal. I still love it here. It's still beautiful. The people are still nice. The food is still good. I've really been enjoying exploring this past weekend. I posted on my social media page that I went to a local restaurant that I had seen a couple of Instagram videos about. It was called Sophia's Place. It was delicious. All good things. Nothing bad to say about Sophia's Place. Sophia was amazing. I had a really nice time at dinner at Sophia's. And then I went to the movies, actually. I didn't post about my movie adventure, but I went to outdoor rooftop movie, and it was cool. So it was, like I said, on the rooftop, and they gave everybody headphones. Kind of gave you like drive-in movie kind of feel, but it was on the rooftop. But it was outside. Like I said, everybody got headphones, and just watch the movie. And I mean, you could see the water, you could see the moon. It was just cool. Now they only play old movies, and so this past weekend they were showing Romeo and Juliet, which was, that was my thing. I love Shakespeare, so that was right up my alley. I actually ended up buying 2 tickets. I went by myself, but of course, but I had to buy 2 tickets because it was sold out, and I actually bought the tickets off of someone else, and they were selling 2, and I knew they wouldn't sell me 1, so I had to buy 2 tickets. But I didn't care because I really wanted to go in. I mean, everybody don't love Shakespeare like I do, so I went by myself. Now I do have friends. I have met some friends, so I have 3 friends here, and one of my friends, we've gone out a couple times, and she's mad cool. I actually met her at church. When I met her like I think I might have been here like 2 weeks, and I went to a church here, and she was actually on the welcome committee. She was like the first person I saw in church. This is how God works. The first person I saw in church when I walked in the door. So she was on the welcome committee, and the church that I attend is on the other side of Lisbon. She was on the welcome committee. She was at the door when I walked in, and she was like, we can exchange numbers after service or whatever. She was telling me she was from the U.S. too. And so she's like, we can exchange numbers after service. And so after service, she and I were talking, and we exchanged numbers, and ended up saying she lives on this side. So she lives like 3 minutes from me, which is crazy because church is like 35 minutes away on the other side of Lisbon. So we live really close. So we've hung out a couple times since then. We'll do dinner and that kind of thing. We went to a jazz club one night. So things have been cool with her. She's been really, really cool. And then I also met my hairstylist is from the U.S., and so she's been cool. And then I met another person from the U.S. I went to she actually was following me on social media. We were in the same Lisbon group on Facebook, and so I had posted, and she responded. And she and her husband moved here a week ago, but she and I had been talking on Facebook before she and her husband actually moved here. So we've talked, and actually they haven't been attending the church. They attended the church that I had gone to, and that she had seen me post about on social media. So anyway, she seems cool as well. So anyway, I've met a couple people to hang out with and to chat with, and that's been cool. But like I said, I went to the movies by myself, so that was really, really fun. And I had to post some pictures with the outdoor theater. It was really, really cool. I'll have to go back. But like I said, they only show old movies, which was fine with me. Anyway, the other thing is, I guess I'll move on to the not so good news. So the not so good news is about the visa process. And so I talked a little bit about the visa process in one of my previous videos. But basically, you have to have a visa. You have to do a visa appointment, which happens in the U.S. And then you have to bring all your documents for whatever visa you're applying for. And then they look over your documents, decide if they're going to grant you a visa or not. Sometimes you have to take additional documents, they ask you questions, that kind of thing. Well, I'll be honest, I have not had my visa appointment, and the appointments are a little bit more difficult to get than I anticipated. So, first of all, let me just say a lot of people, most people, wait to have their initial visa appointment before they move. Now, I did not. And I wasn't like oblivious to it. I knew that. My attorney, I had an attorney already. My attorney made it very clear that, hey, you're coming now. It is very likely, it's a high probability that you may not have your initial visa appointment before your 90 days here is over, because you can only stay here for 90 days without the visa. And I was like, okay, I'm ready to go though. Like I'm ready and I'm coming anyway. And so I chose to come here before my visa appointment was scheduled. So I'm creeping up on my 90 days. And so it looks like I'm going to have to book me a flight and come on back to the U.S. because I don't have my visa appointment yet. I'm a little bummed about that. I have booked a trip. I'm going to Ireland for a little bit just to kind of extend my 90 days. And I'm only going to extend it by like 8 days. I'm going to be in Ireland for a week. But I'm going to go to Ireland, then I'll come back here. And then, like I said, I'll still have a couple more days. And then I'll have to come back to the U.S. Like I said, I knew I was coming back to the U.S. anyway. I knew I'll be back in the fourth quarter of the year. So that still stands the same. Hopefully my visa appointment time will come up, or my visa appointment will be scheduled during that sometime in the fourth quarter, so that I can make my way back here. Now, yes, I do still have an apartment here. I will still have an apartment here, but that's part of the visa application process. For your visa application, you have to have proof of somewhere to live in Portugal. So I had to have an apartment here anyway, just to submit the visa application. So it's not a loss. I had to have an apartment anyway. So I'll still have my apartment here when I do come back to the U.S. Speaking of which, I know some people wanted to see my apartment. I did show it, I think, a little bit on the last video. But you guys see my view. It's so pretty out here. Like, it's so pretty. This is my view. And so some days I just chill at home. Like, I can just stay home, and it's beautiful. Like, so I don't need to go anywhere. So, but the weather's been good. The weather's been great. I think I showed you guys pretty much the place on my last video. This is my little workstation. And so, yeah, so I'm gonna have to leave my apartment and come back to the States. This is actually the guest room. And my room's downstairs, but my room, my kitchen, and everything, and it's another sitting area downstairs. But anyway, I stay up here most of the time because, why would you want to be anywhere else? So, that's the story for right now. Like I said, I will be coming back to the U.S. for a little while until I get my visa appointment. But just want to say, like, you guys have to make sure, for those people who were kind of watching my journey because you're interested in going somewhere or moving outside of the U.S., make sure you know your visa, the process for obtaining the visa for whatever country you intend to go to. And the rules are different everywhere. Like here, you can stay for 90 days before you have to go back if you don't have a visa. There are a couple of places that you can stay for a year without a visa. I want to say maybe Thailand is one. And I did look at leaving here, going to Thailand just to kind of kill some time. But Thailand's time difference is really brutal for me. Like, I think the time difference from Thailand to the East Coast is like 11 or 12 hours. And it's too much of a time difference for me. Because like I said, I am still working. And so even here in Portugal, the time difference is 5 hours from the East Coast. And so even with those 5 hours, I like it because it gives me a full morning. So I wake up and I go for a walk. I come back. I can go to the grocery store. I can fix me some breakfast, shower, chill out. Sometimes I can take a nap, and y'all still not awake on the East Coast. So usually I start working about 2 or 3 o'clock here. And so I pretty much had my whole morning. The downside to that, of course, is when I'm ready to go to bed, some people still looking for me. Like they need me to answer a question, or they sending me an email, or they want to talk. And so sometimes I stay up pretty late. Sometimes I stay up to like 11 or 12. And I actually talk to people at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning here. I mean, sometimes I have a borrower who has a question at 2 or 3 in the morning, and I'm going to answer the phone. I'm going to answer the phone and answer their question. And so that's the trade-off. But like I said, I didn't want to be anywhere like Thailand where it's a 11 or 12-hour difference. That's actually working on a whole different day, like a graveyard shift kind of. So I didn't want to do that. Like, I don't mind staying up late. I mean, like right now I'm working with a borrower and a lender who's in Arizona. And so when they message me at 11 p.m. here, it's still not late there. It's still a decent time in Arizona. So, and again, I don't mind because, again, that's the trade-off. But I don't want to be somewhere where the time difference is that much. But anyway, I was saying all that to say that there are some places you can go where you can stay there and live there for a year without the visa. Portugal just happens to be all of the EU. All the EU is 90 days, pretty much 90 days. You have to have the visa appointment, have to have your visa if you're going to stay longer than 90 days. So that's where I am with that. Again, make sure you do your research for wherever you're interested in moving, or if you're interested in, relocating outside of the U.S. to another country. Again, the visa process is different. Some of the things you got to have for your visa, depending on the type of visa that you are applying for, there are different requirements. Some of them require a certain amount in your bank account. Some of them require a certain amount. If you're doing a remote work visa, you have to make a certain amount a month. If you're doing a passive income visa, you have to have a certain amount of passive income per month. There are student visas if you're in a school program. So there's different types of visas. There are retirement visas. So there's different types of visas. So again, you'd want to look into what type of visa you might apply for, or you might qualify for, to figure out what those requirements would be for you. So I think that's the latest and greatest update I have. I forgot to mention I went to a bookstore last weekend. And so yesterday after I got home from church, I spent the rest of my day in here reading my book, because it was just like, that's what I like to do. So I actually got 2 books from the bookstore. Lisbon has the oldest operating bookstore in the world. And so it's a Guinness Book of World Record sign on the building. And then when you buy a book there, they'll stamp it saying that you purchased the book at the oldest operating bookstore in the world. And so I bought 2 books from the bookstore. I actually read the whole book this weekend, this past weekend. It was pretty good. It was just like an entertainment book. No, no self-help, no, like, it was just like, it was trash, but it was entertaining. I loved it. And it was called Token. I'll have to show you guys the book in case, anybody's in a book club and looking for a good read. This is the book I read this weekend. So it was a good read. Like I said, I finished it started and finished it this weekend, but I just kind of chilled in the house and read my book this weekend. So, but yeah, I thought it was cool that we have the oldest operating bookstore in the world. And so I love books, and I have been there and enjoyed it. Now, I was looking for some classics. I will admit, I was looking for a couple of classics, and they didn't have them in English. They did have them, but they were in Portuguese. And I don't know Portuguese yet, so there was no point in buying a book that was written in Portuguese. But yeah, I love me a good book. So anyway, that's my update for now, and I will keep you guys posted. I'll probably, I guess it'll be a couple weeks before I go to Ireland. So I hope I'll be back. I hope I'll have another post update for you guys before I leave to go to Ireland. If not, I will definitely keep you updated on my trip to Ireland and let you know what that looks like. So anyway, stay tuned. Make sure you comment if you have any questions. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.